Give me money. Money me. Money now. Me a money needing a lot now.
course that's not gonna work. What's up, Dan ASSTRO and Touchon LeCour? Hey, there. Of course, you have to deactivate it and reactivate it to get it to work. Digging the tunes, yeah. So, I am too. This definitely goes kind of hard. And I kind of don't know how I feel about it. I mean, the tunes definitely go pretty hard. But, like, I'm pretty sure it's AI generated. So I'm seeing these pop up all over the place on YouTube, and I guess for a little while it has been. Hola, Star Traveler, what's up? So, I mean, all these suggestions, and there are all these channels, and you know, it's like a 2-hour mix, and there's a lot of different genres and stuff. So I'm pretty sure these are like AI generated, and like this image is AI generated, and I'm definitely, what's the word? I'm kind of definitely anti-AI. AI, I hate that term AI because it's not intelligence. Yeah, and AI art especially. Like, I feel really weird about using AI art. Because AI art is kind of destroying the internet and people's livelihoods. We could have a whole discussion about that, which is a lot of people have been having these discussions, so I'm not going to break any ground here. But I really don't like to use AI art. You know, I remember thinking like a little while ago, like with my YouTube channel, like making YouTube thumbnails and stuff. It was like, oh yeah, I hate making thumbnails and I suck at it. Like, I really suck at graphic design. So yeah, I can use AI, and then but now you just see the AI slop everywhere, and you just like, it's just fucking shit. However, this mix, it kind of goes hard. So whatever actual artists that they stole from to sample and, you know, make this music, I would like to know who those artists are. Of course, there's no, you know, attributes given or anything, nor does the description even say if this is AI generated. But I mean, at this point, you kind of have to assume. Yeah, the pictures, yeah, AI. I mean, it's kind of like the perfect vibe, you know, like camping in a van at a campfire under the stars. You know, that's what we do. That's, you know, what I want to do, and the music is so. I mean, anyways, the mix goes hard. It's basically just music, right? It's just background, and you know, but anyways, let's get some imaging going. We've been having just like nonstop, absolutely dog shit seeing like every night for the past. It was like 2 weeks of rain and clouds, and then it's clear for like, then you look at the forecast like, oh, it's gonna be clear all next week, but it's been clear, but it's been just like nothing but Santa Ana wind. So it's like the wind is calm on the ground, but the seeing is garbage because it's windy aloft. So yeah, target tonight. I think we're gonna start with California Nebula, and my sequence looks a little bit, yeah, kind of. My sequence is kind of all over the place because I kind of been like just testing stuff. So we're gonna do California Nebula in just sulfur and hydrogen, and I'm gonna process data from last night that I did with that, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I've kind of been, you know, testing and evaluating things and not so much concerned about, you know, actually making a good image. So more on that in a bit. Yeah, obviously AI videos. Yeah. Yeah. AI is like, the juice isn't really being worth the squeeze. I mean, ChatGPT is a great tool. I've been able to do things like write code to program Arduinos and stuff that would have taken me, I don't know if I ever would have been able to get to that without ChatGPT helping me. But like, the cost of AI videos and AI image, the AI slop, AI videos, AI image, there's so many costs, whether like the literal actual cost, the energy cost, the cost to build these data centers, but then like the data centers are like fucking up the environments and ruining people's home electricity bills are like going up because of increased demand when they build a data center in their neighborhood. Like, now I gotta pay for their electricity, and the AI data centers are ruining the consumer PC enthusiast market. You can't buy RAM. RAM that used to be like $200 is now like $1,000. You can't get GPUs. It's gonna mess up SSDs. I don't know if that has happened yet. AI art is ruining artists. It's ruining the internet because the AI slop. I used to send my girlfriend cute cat videos all the time because I like cat videos and she liked cat videos, and like, here's a fun cat video thing, and then I sent her one, and then it was pointed out that it was AI, and I got fooled by an AI cat video. Maybe that was probably the tipping point to where I felt really butthurt about AI when I fell for it, but this cat, come here. There's no AI here. Yeah, so all right. You want me to stop ranting? All right, you guys don't care. Telescope upgrades. I installed. Right now we have the DBS 150 out on the balcony. I installed the new secondary spider, thinner vanes, and I have a different aperture mask / mirror hold down ring that crops the edges of the mirror a little bit, adds some imperfections on the edge of the mirror. So been kind of trying to evaluate those over the past few nights, but the seeing has been so ass that really haven't been able to do anything productive. So, yeah. Should be a law that you have to label any AI content. Well, that was the case. Not a law. That was like YouTube's terms of service. But like all these corporations are just bending over because it's just like AI dollars flowing everywhere. So like YouTube was like, oh, you have to clearly, disclose AI content. But now, like, they're doing things like building in like AI generators, like built in, or they totally switch pace to where they're like, we're gonna have AI tools for creators, so they can just make AI videos like built into the YouTube Studio or whatever. And I don't know. There we go. We'll just let Mr. Cat do the talking. What's up, Cat? Yeah, just crypto all over again. Yeah. I mean, that's so. I mean, it's like crypto all over again, like times 1,000, right? Like crypto. It's just like everyone's just trying to like, oh my god, it's like this tech industry thing of like have to fucking get the next big fucking thing, and crypto. They tried to make crypto the big thing. Everyone realizes that's actually kind of dumb, and then now it's AI and yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree, Dan. I mean, like I said, like ChatGPT is a good tool, but it's not intelligent. It's not AI, and it's a very good tool to help to help you do tasks or to troubleshoot or diagnose things. I don't know, maybe do some creative writing kind of stuff. But it's not intelligent, and it gets people. I see it regularly now, where I've seen in our small community with people asking telescope questions, and troubleshooting or design telescope stuff, and they're like, "Oh, I asked ChatGPT," and it's confidently wrong. Either ChatGPT's not either ChatGPT can be confidently wrong, or you can be confidently right, but you've asked it the wrong question, and so it leads you astray. So yeah. Hello, cat. Oh, there's my kitty cat. Yes, hello, kitty cat. Okay, so I rebuilt the 150, new secondary mirror, and some of you guys were on the Discord may have seen. Did I close Discord? Windows update. Oh yeah, I mean, don't even get started on the circular funding. For every 1.6 billion, I think the ratio is like, their OpenAI is like, it's like a factor of 10 or 20 or something like that. Like their operating costs are like 95 billion a year or some shit like that, and they make like 100 million or something. It's like something insane. Yeah, so there's like no way that can continue. Yeah, so we had some discussion about the secondary mirror spider, and so I redesigned them on both the 150 and the 114 to have this slot in here so we can move the mirror left and right relative to the draw tube. And so I spent like a lot of time yesterday adjusting that. And it's kind of tricky because I was doing like trial and error, so I had to like adjust it and collimate it and then take a flat frame. And then I was using the flat frames to see the brightness fall off, so that I would get brightness, centered in the frame. Should start building DDR5? No, that's not going to be possible. Yeah, I don't have the fab for doing that. So let's see, did I save those? I shot like a bunch of flats. Yeah, okay, so this is an example of the flat frame where the secondary mirror is not properly centered over the draw tube. So you can see this lightness fall off where it's bright. The camera was like at a 45-degree angle. So bright up here and dark in the bottom right corner, right? So that's not ideal. So I adjusted it, and here is like, okay, here's the camera rotated, so you can see clearly the camera's at like 90 degrees here. So bright on the left side, dark on the right. So the secondary mirror is not quite centered. And so here I went too far, right? This is better. This is like, maybe 1/3. The brightest spot's maybe like in the third of the image here, not quite centered. So it took a long time, but I finally got it to. I think this is where I left off. This is where I gave up, and It's still not perfect, but it's pretty close. Like the brightest spots maybe, you know, just a little bit off the center. So a pretty frustrating process, workflow to you know, adjust the mirror, and then slide the mirror over, then recollimate it, and then put the camera back in, take flat frame, and then so you kind of just have to iterate like that, and it's a little frustrating, slow and tedious. And then I meant to take flat frames today when I got home, a full set, because I only shot one yesterday. Why did I do that? They tear so quick. I should have just shot the set. I was rushing. Anyways, so I don't have new flat frames for the stuff I shot last night. The four collimation screws push against the back of the mirror, and those will hold it in position. Yeah, the 4 screws will stop it. Once the 4 collimation screws are tightened against the back of the mirror, it won't slide back. Oh, the kitty treat fund. Well, we could do. I used to do a super chat goal on YouTube. We can do that. So you can do super chats on YouTube, and Twitch has, you know, YouTube. You can also join the channel. Twitch has subscriptions and bits. So that's how we
Give me money. Money me. Money now. Me money.
And we have the first sub
now.
from this evening, and the HFR is 2.17, which is not bad. And let's see, that was 5 minutes, yeah. And stars look really round. So that is a portion of the California Nebula. I've really cropped in because of my very narrow field of view. And I'll pull up the data from last night. Tonight, much better. Oh my gosh, it's been kind of crazy. So, you fixed the point that, yes, I did. Yes, so your channel redeems will the channel redeems will play silly sounds and stuff now.
It's very nice.
Yeah. That's better than you usually get. Yeah, that's, oh, sorry. Yeah, that's a pretty good sub there. So my guiding still isn't looking great, but yeah, so the seeing was horrible the last several nights. And so my guiding, which with my new off-axis guider, like on a decent night, it'll do like 0.5 to 0.6 arc seconds of error, RMS error. The last few nights it's been like,
what type of dog is this?
1.5 to, it's been really bad all over the place, and the graph is just blah, 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 all over the place. And so HFRs were like 3.5.
Many people feel small because they're small and the
stars were
universe is big,
still
but I
around.
feel big.
So that means
Because
it's just the seeing just
my
bouncing
atoms
everything.
Came from those stars.
Yeah.
Great success.
Yes, scratch. Okay, so let's take a look at the data. I stacked this just as the stream was getting started.
It's very nice.
Now pet the cat. So I shot it in hydrogen and sulfur. So we'll do a HSS composition. Because the oxygen really wasn't showing any details, so. And yeah, looking at the stacked image, like, it looks really blurry. It's a pretty bad data. But we'll see what the magic of Blur Exterminator can do to turn an image that looks like it's autofocused into one that looks like it's in focus. So this would be It'll be a pretty interesting image here, and I don't know that I've seen the California Nebula in HSS. Oh, thank you for becoming a member, Star Traveler. That's very generous of you. And I think that means Mr. Cat should get some treats. What kind of treats do you think? You want some treats, Mr. Cat? Yes, my kitty. Ninja Gloppy, what's up, brother? Star Traveler just joined as a member on YouTube. So we will have to feed Mr. Cat some treats here in a minute. It goes pretty good. Finally have a night of not completely horrible seeing. So might get some decent data tonight. Oh, that's kind of cool. California Nebula in HSS. It would make Madzef happy. Let me pop a background neutralization on there. And I also got some new parts. What do I use to check seeing? There's the, now it's much more just red, but still some nice detail in there. Yeah, to check seeing, I'm looking at, I'm looking at how my guiding is, how good or bad the guiding is. I think that's probably the best kind of general indicator for for astrophotography is right now I'm seeing 0.61. That's decent. That's not the best. And so the seeing is affects the guiding. So that means that the seeing is it's good enough to produce sharp images. The other way is, and it's kind of related to the guiding, is the HFR measurement on your images. And Nina, kind of hiding behind the overlay there, right where the cat is. In the image history window, it shows you, data on your images, and so it shows you your HFR, half flux radius, which is like the size of the stars. And right now, the last two images I got, last two subs were 2.16 and 2.17. So that's decent. Certainly, that's good data. A really good night for me for my rig is probably like 1.8 to 1.9 HFR, maybe 2, somewhere between 1.8 and 2. So this will hopefully improve as the night goes on too. Like the last few nights I was seeing like an HFR of like 3 or so, 3.5, which is just really crazy. Okay, so here's a very soft image of the section of the California Nebula. So let's run Blur Exterminator on it. And we'll see what kind of magic this can do. Mr. Cat, you want some greens or you want some ham? Yeah, after you run Blur Exterminator, it just kind of like, it's like, yeah, it's fine. Then we run Star Exterminator. Oh, dear Mr. Kitties. Then we run Noise Exterminator. This is probably not the best composition on the California Nebula to see in narrowband, because there is sort of a gradient of colors in there, but you know, it just kind of really just kind of testing out equipment. Let's try the multi-scale adaptive stretch on here. Sure. Hey, what's up, Benji? Got enough HA? Yes, I do. I never have problems with, or rarely have problems getting enough HA. Yeah, that's pretty neat. That's pretty neato looking. Yeah, this is HSS. Yeah. I started shooting it HOO, but there was just like nothing showing up in the oxygen. Not really much hint of signal in the oxygen, so and it's just kind of a test image anyways. Wasn't really trying too much. The California Nebula is pretty big, and it's not, you know, it's maybe not like the most interesting thing to image close up, because it's kind of more about the big structure of that. But there is some kind of dark nebula stuff, you know, wispy stuff in here. And this is maybe not the ideal camera rotation for this object either. I didn't want to have to change the rotation of the camera because there was stuff I was shooting later in the night. Kind of just a filler image, just getting data to test the telescope really is what this was about. So. Well, let's play around with some local histogram equalization to try to make these details pop out a little more. Yeah, that's probably pretty good. What's up, Cat? Mr. Cat. Then some curves, I don't know, maybe a little more contrast. Pretty colorful already. I don't think I need any more saturation. Now the stars, they just end up pretty white here. So maybe we'll just do, I think we'll just do SETI ASSTRO's star stretch tool, not star stretch stool. Ever tried processing a normal picture with PixInsight? I sort of have. I've done like a couple of things, and it's just I just remember it's just being kind of weird. Is best I can say. You ordered worm gears and steel shafts, you're making a crappy sea star. And that sounds pretty fun. I like worm gears and steel shafts, so I'm interested to learn more as well. Use it for blurrexing some mountain photos. Works sometimes, okay. Oh yeah, cool, Benji. Well, that is, I mean, kind of an okay image. pretty cool. That might make a good like desktop wallpaper kind of image, you know, just like a background. Maybe like a banner image for the Twitch channel or the YouTube channel or something. Dan likes it. Cool. Maybe we'll shoot. So I'm actually shooting this again right now, same target. So maybe maybe I should focus on just the sulfur or something. Try to bring out the sulfur more. Tell you what, we'll do this. We're gonna shoot 4 sulfurs for every 2 hydrogens. No, there's no, I have not shot. I shot a couple, I shot a little bit. I shot a couple of frames last night, and there was just like no signal in the oxygen channel at all. And so I figured, since it was just kind of a test image, I just wouldn't want to see stuff in the image, in the subs. And so we'll just do hydrogen and sulfur. And it looks pretty cool. So we'll double up on the sulfur tonight. Cool. All right, Mr. Cat, what kind of treat you want? Let's get some ham. You want some ham? What's her favorite? All right, I'm gonna get some treats. I'm gonna get some water too, so I'll be right back. You can watch my guiding graph. As soon as I crack the ham open, she's like, "Give me that ham! Come on, come on, yeah, come on with that! Come on, Come on. There's a cat. Oh, no. You gotta do it on camera. Oh, she gobble that up. Gobble. No, you don't go up there. No, you don't go up there. No, I have to give it to you. This is like liquid crack. Oh, does your cat love the ham? You're snagged. Get unsnagged. Here, ham for the cat. Nom nom nom. Nom. That's all. All gone. You ate it all. You eat it all in the ham. You eat it all. Yeah. You eat it all. Okay, now I gotta rinse ham off my fingers. Hey, what's up? What's up, Cosmacracy? A new Catiotropic. That's right. Welcome to the stream, brother. How are you? I got some new toys also. Tools. Where is that one? Oh. I got Batter MPCC comma corrector. This is tiny. I forgot how small this is. This is like microscopic compared to, most comma correctors are like this long. This thing is very small. So, and for some reason it's really hard to get this like rear cap off. Yeah. There's already some dust goobers on it. That's cool. Correct the coma on the this is the Mark III, yes. Maybe I had a Mark II or something when I had one of these years ago. Like 10 years ago when I was using my DSLR for astrophotography. So we got the coma corrector. And also got the Gemini EAF, the Gemini autofocuser. That's good. So I got this. I don't really need it. I have my autofocus motor that I built, which works great. I really like it. But I wanted to get this because even though I have that focus motor, I don't really recommend people build it because it's not economical to build, and it's kind of not the greatest thing to build. I had to do some fiddling with the parts. It's not a good like open source kind of community project. So these things are like $60, and even with tariffs, it's not a big deal. I think it costs like $80 after shipping to get it here into the US. And these are supposed to be pretty good. I'm surprised with how lightweight it is. It is kind of chonky. I don't like that. It's big and chonky, but you know, these things are supposed to work pretty okay. So these are definitely the affordable solution out there. So yes, I want to make sure that coma patients can watch my stream. Yeah. You have 2 Geminis, great. Yeah, I think these are like a clone of the ZWO, although maybe there's different versions because I've measured ZWO as being thinner. I know they have like a new focus motor out now, but so maybe this is like the clone of the V1 of the ZWO autofocus motor, electronic autofocus. So I don't know, but I wanted to get it so I could make sure that, you know, the stuff that I'm building is compatible with it. So, you know, open source projects, people, I could say, people go buy this one, it'll work. And in that to that end, my new version 2 of the DBS 114 is, this thing is the only reason this isn't outside on the tripod right now imaging is because the EAF mount currently has epoxy that's gluing on. It's epoxy that's curing, and now I just realized that like what a kind of blunder that was to design that so that I would glue that on, because if it mounted with screws I could have put it on and got the telescope out there tonight. So oh, it's really similar. Okay, yeah. Driver is something I haven't investigated yet, so I need to figure out how to drivers to get it running. But so the tape is holding the focuser mount, the focus motor mount in place while the glue cures, the epoxy cures. But otherwise, this thing is like should be ready to go. I've got the focuser built, and that seems to work decently. Maybe a bit of flex in there. You know, the idea is to use it with smaller, lighter cameras. My camera's not the lightest now because I am using an off-axis guider, so this might be better rig with a separate guide scope. The off-axis guider just performs a lot better, so I'm gonna use the off-axis guider. And yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. I'm pretty stoked about it. I really gosh, I wish I could have got it out tonight. Damn epoxy. Why did I design that like that? That was, yeah. There's a chance you might be picking up a Celestron Edge HD8. That's awesome. Like finding a deal on a used one or somewhere. So yeah, the 114. Yeah. All right. Cool. Very cool. So there's also a chance I might go out to the dark skies this weekend, and if I can get a night with this thing, which my only chance would be like Thursday night, if I can get a chance with this thing and you know, get a night and prove that it works good, then maybe I'll take this with me instead of the 6-inch, because it'd be nice to get a really good image with this guy, to, you know, from the dark skies, to really show, you know, what it can do. But yeah, this latest version, I think it looks better. It feels really sturdy. It feels like it's confidence-inspiring kind of thing. And this is the 114. You're giving it 1 extra millimeter. Yeah, this is the 114. The 150 is currently outside collecting photons. But you know, there's flocking material on the inside now, and I've collimated it, although I will want to do some adjustments to fine-tune it, you know, once I get the camera in there. But yeah. Yeah, I am too. You know, there's I wanted to incorporate kind of the lessons learned from the 150 into this, and you know, I think it's a more approachable project for somebody who's, you know, new to astronomy or telescope building. It's definitely a more approachable project than the 150. It's cheaper to build, and if things like the Batter MPCC coma corrector and Gemini EAF work out, then yeah, end up being a much better project all around. So it's fun to build stuff, you know, and I love astrophotography and imaging, but I like building stuff too, and I was kind of out of that. Well, I was working on other stuff too, but you know, it's tough when you're, you know, working full time, and yeah, work and excuses, right? And I make a million fucking excuses. Okay, let's play with some more data. I gotta do some stacking. Let's see here. Let's check out. Let's check out. You know what? Let's process this Owl Nebula shot. The last few nights, I've been collecting like an hour and a half of data on the Owl Nebula, like because everything sets, all the cool stuff sets at like 4 in the morning, but it's like I don't want to waste that imaging time. So yeah, I've got 4 nights on the Owl Nebula, 4 like crappy nights. So this is gonna be like crappy data. But you know, with Blur Exterminator shit, even the crappy data ends up being decent. So we'll take a look. And this isn't going to be ideal because I don't really have properly calibrated flats for all these light frames. But let's see, I have mostly hydrogen. I have 61 hydrogen frames and 16 oxygen frames. Not really quite sure how I ended up with that. So we'll do a drizzle and output this here. And we'll let that run. Continue. Cat, you got your treats and then you just bounce? What's up with that? Well, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. The camera that I'm using, the image sensor is IMX 585, which is a pretty small image sensor. So it gets, you know, it has a large crop factor, right? So, you know, only really using sort of the center of the optics anyways, which usually are the best part. So yeah, maybe it's going to be just to kind of wash there. And, but I think it's, I mean, I think the Sharp Star is sharper. So on any given night, images using the Sharp Star will be sharper. But I don't know, maybe not. We'll see. We don't exactly have a lot of data on that, so and it'll be hard to get a 1-to-1 comparison because I'd have to put the Batter in the 150 because the Sharp Star won't fit in the 114. So, and then getting a comparison is really hard because, you know, 2 nights are different, right? Any 2 nights. So, yeah. But I think it'll be good enough. How we doing on the... Oh, look at this guiding here. 0.41. Now we're... Finally, this is a good night. This is a good night. HFR is not looking that impressive, but... the guiding is looking very nice, so that's good. We want to see flat lines down there. So I think I'm going to shoot, let's see, what do we got? California Nebula until 1:30 in the morning. So I'll actually end up with a lot of data on this. So that's cool. And then we're going to go over to Able 21 and then M97. Able 21 is a cool planetary nebula. I call it the Naked Mole Rat Nebula. And that one looks like this over here. I think it looks like a naked mole rat. So this is after a couple of nights. Not very good data, not very clean background. And yeah, pretty soft data from poor seeing, but kind of some nice, hydrogen oxygen stuff. This is HOO palette, so I've got a couple more nights to integrate into this now. It's going to be not very sharp, but it might be colorful and cool to look at. So we'll do that after this one. I've imaged the Owl Nebula a few times. That's what we're stacking right now. It's kind of one of the few emission nebula that we can image from the light pollution. This is not from the light pollution. This is from the dark sky. This was an old image. Almost done here. I'm gonna find that cat. I'm gonna take a piss while this is running. Can I run a Twitch ad while I'm pissing? Or am I... Yeah, run a quick Twitch ad while I go take a piss. I'll be right back. Pretty good detail on the surfboard. That was with my old 8-inch Orion imaging Newtonian and DSLR Canon 7D Mark II. 7D Mark II. Hello, Mr. Cat. Try to have some forced lap time here. See how well this goes over. Sometimes she... Yeah, that's my cat. Okay. Well, we won't have the surfboard galaxy in this shot. Kind of don't even really bother with galaxies from the light pollution. Broadband targets in general. This has got really bad gradients. So this is just, I'm not sure if this is poorly calibrated flats or light pollution or both. Really bad gradients. There's a lot of signal in both of these though. Really a bright target. Really soft. You can tell that it's the HA is much softer than the 03, but you can tell that it's just soft and not out of focus because the diffraction spike. If the diffraction spike was like a double spike, that's when it starts to get out of focus, but it's still a single spike. So that means it's not out of focus. It's just really bad seeing. This one actually looks moderately sharp. I must have shot the 03 on a different night with much sharper data. So this might be kind of weird when I combine them. Let's remove the gradients first and Graxpert on that. Got some eye boogies here, cat. So clean eye boogers. Channel combo. Let's see what this is gonna look like. H O O. Okay, well. Hey, what's up? What's up, Maple Glades? Yes. Oh, that's Mr. Cat. Oh, yeah, chin scratchy. How's it going, Maple Glades? What's happening in Canada today? We are processing an image of the Owl Nebula. Oops. I hit the wrong button. Which is a planetary nebula. Looks like cotton candy. Yeah, I guess. There's not a lot of detail in there, which is kind of to be expected given the really poor seeing conditions. Very cool. Oh, nice. Also IRL, yeah. I've had a few conversations with other astronomers about how you might do like an IRL stream from a dark sky site, an astronomy trip kind of site, and I don't know, it'd be tricky. It'd be really fun to like share that with you guys if we could. But how do you film that like with no light? Like we need one of those cameras that goes up to like 200,000 ISO or something like that. And then, yeah, it would just be kind of weird. It's kind of the thing that's maybe that's kind of a beautiful thing about astronomy is it's kind of like you kind of have to just be there. I mean, the imaging, that's not the case, but you know, visual astronomy, you have to just kind of look through a telescope. Yeah, so Starlink for this, so that's an easy problem to solve, right? Star Traveler for the connection, the data. But like, how do you walk around with a camera? Do I, you know, like infrared cameras? Do you know, like, and then what do I show? Like, how do I show what the eyepiece looks like? You know, so yeah, the data's not the problem. It's the like, how do I show you what we're doing? You know, looking through the telescope. I can hold the camera up to the telescope, but yeah. Yeah, with an infrared camera. Let's check in on our imaging. So Maple Glades, we are also got the telescope set up, and we're currently imaging the California Nebula. It's a decent night tonight. The last like 3 nights in a row have been like dog poo poo bad, and yeah, it's like, but like how? It's not the getting the video to the internet. It's like, what do you shoot video of? And it's really hard to like if you point a camera down the eyepiece of a telescope, it doesn't look like what your eye sees. So yeah, it's really hard to share that. It's really hard to tell, you know. So maybe that doesn't make sense. I don't know. But my telescope is imaging. So yeah, so like when it comes to visual astronomy, you know, looking with your eyeball through a telescope, it's, well, see, a live stack doesn't do it either. The problem is cameras are simultaneously too good and too shitty to recreate what it looks like to your eye looking in the viewfinder, looking in an eyepiece. Yeah, so I mean, I can do a live stack, which actually I should be doing a live stack right now. Oh, thank you, Windows, for automatically changing the way my start menu looks. That's fantastic. So yeah. See, the thing is, like, cameras either see too much color or too much light, and they also see noise, which your eye doesn't see. So, you know, when your eye looks at a dim object in a telescope in the eyepiece, you know, you see, some people see color, but usually a little bit of color. Most objects are just grayscale. So yeah, I mean, you can get a mono camera or whatever. You can shoot grayscale or just remove the colors. It's like, that's not hard, but like, it's the noise and the brightness that comes through. So it's just really hard to. The best way that I know of to share what it actually looks like to your eye to look through an eyepiece of a telescope is sketching, which is like the old school way. Like that's what they had to do before cameras. You know, the early Galileo literally was like the first guy to do sketching, and then it's like they invented cameras and it's like, well, fuck sketching. But now it's like, okay, now guys are back to doing sketching. And I've seen some like I know one guy, Andrew, that is a fantastic sketch artist. I'll show you some of his sketches once I get this live stack going. Yeah. So an electronic eyepiece is, so there is that one company that has that electronic eyepiece now, which looks cool. But like, that's just doing the same thing that astrophotography is doing, right? It's not in any way recreating what it looks like to your eye. So yeah, live stack doesn't do it because a live stack is too good, because a live stack is going to capture more photons than your eye can see. I think night vision assisted astronomy is a thing. I think that gets you the closest. I mean, that's true. That's true. You know, like a live stack of it is, is better than nothing at all. But I'm like, and maybe that's kind of cool that you can't recreate it, because it's like, you know what, you got to get your ass outside and you got to use your actual eyeball to see, because it's different. And it's so yeah. Yeah, they call it like night vision assisted astronomy. That's close. That's pretty close to what your eye sees. It's still better than what your eye can see because it's like enhancing it. So yes, a Neuralink, exactly. Yeah, probably. Well, yeah, Maple Glades. That's a close analogy, because I mean, light is a wave and sounds are waves, and we're recording the energy from those waves. And what most people hear is, most of the time we hear compressed audio. Like right now, my voice is compressed, compressed digital. Regardless of the quality of the microphone, so the music that's playing in the background is, 160 hertz or whatever, or 160 kilobit per second MP3 file. So definitely you lose some signal versus, hearing it in person. Right. So, but the effect is much more pronounced with astronomy, with visual astronomy. Yeah, that's cool, Dan. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Although kind of conversely, so astrophotography is so good, like cameras are so good, that it's kind of so like visual astronomy, like, and being totally honest, like it kind of sucks ass compared to what the camera can see, right? So the cameras, especially with long exposure imaging, it like can see way more than your eye can see. So, if you've never looked through a telescope before, but you've seen like Hubble Space Telescope pictures, and you're like, oh, I want to look at this galaxy, and then you look at the telescope, like, that's it, So it'll just be like a little fuzzy gray thing. So it's a different experience, and that's why I kind of say that it's like maybe it's a good thing that you kind of have to get out there, because it's kind of not just about like seeing the thing, but it's about like, like actually seeing it with your actual eyeball. Those photons from that galaxy 25 million years ago are, just now hitting your eyeball, right? Those are 25 million year old photons. And so you can actually see a galaxy that's 25 million years old. And also just being able to navigate the sky and look, know where to find targets and pick targets out. And just kind of staring at cool things and seeing the little details that you can see, so, yeah. KemJ, thanks for following. Welcome. Glad to have you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you've probably experienced a lot more northern lights than I have. Yeah, it's kind of more about a vibes thing these days, It's like, because like we have the technology. You can see pictures of the northern lights. I could Google a million pictures right now, but like actually being there, right? So, but I'm not trying to gatekeep. I'm not gatekeeping on anybody. Enjoy whatever hobbies you have the way you want to enjoy them, and anybody enjoying astronomy is great. So, yeah, I'm not gonna gatekeep on anybody. So, the -35. Yeah. See, I don't know. That would be an experience for sure. I think I don't need that experience, but yeah. Yeah, Jay. Yeah. The perfect emoji. I'm not your buddy guy. Agreed, Star Traveler. Yes, it would be cool with a live stack. Jay, I am imaging the California Nebula tonight, a portion of it, because my 6-inch telescope, the field of view is so narrow that I have. Oh, this did something kind of weird. Did it? Well. Yeah. So it's imaging the a portion of the California Nebula. It's very cropped in, very zoomed in because my telescope's field of view is so narrow I don't get the whole thing. I'm shooting right now. This is Nina running. Shooting HA and hydrogen and sulfur filters. I could show you I processed the image from the last night, and I was kind of surprised. It kind of looked out. It actually looked better than I was expecting for given what a crappy night it was. So mostly hydrogen, mostly red in here, but some kind of nice details. Some like dark nebula structure. It's kind of just a big cloudy area, so. Can it handle a bigger camera? Yes. I mean, maybe. I think I'm really kind of pushing it. The focuser maybe can't, because the focuser is really kind of at the limit about what it can support with the off-axis guider on there. So if I put a bigger camera, yeah, guiding starts to become a thing. So, yeah, I think if I want a wider field of view, I'll get a different scope. Yeah, it's pretty okay. The data was crap. It was a really bad couple of nights, but it really it's just a kind of an excuse to test an object to shoot, to test some tweaks and changes to the telescope. So this I shot also that night. This is the Owl Nebula, which is a planetary nebula, and I got a few nights on this, and this is also really bad data. So there's not a lot of detail in there. Sorry, cat, my foot hurts. I can't sit like that for too long. Cool, appreciate you, Maple Glades. Hey, man, you're on the East Coast, I think, too, right? So it's it's getting later for you. That will be past my bedtime. Yeah, it should be able to do a larger sensor, Star Traveler. That would be good to know. Just to know, right? I mean, maybe if it was like a one-shot color camera, so I didn't have like the weight of a filter wheel and stuff on there, and it was but then the off-axis guider, would probably have to change back to a guide scope setup, which I don't want to do because the off-axis guider works really well. So, although, yeah, the guiding's okay tonight. It's not as good as it has been, but it's good enough to get nice data. This is decent data tonight. Much better than the last few nights. So. This Owl Nebula shot is not very inspiring. I think there's a faint hint of like an outer shell of oxygen here, which I've never imaged before. So unless that's like a stacking artifact, let's take a look at ASSTRO, see if some others have see what others have got here. Yeah, this one, I see a bit of a faint outer ring on this image. Here we go. Okay. Come on. Okay, yeah. There is an outer shell there. Look at that. Very faint. But I have it here. So, and this was like, I think not a lot of data on the oxygen also. So maybe I need to put a bunch of time into the O3 on this. This is my like end of the night target. Yeah, it's only 16 frames, yeah. All right, I'm gonna change my sequence to shoot just O3 on that tonight. Or tomorrow morning. Get some more oxygen. Try to bring out that shell there. Wow, that's really ugly. There's some bad gradients in here. Yeah, which I expected too. But that outer shell is there, so that's cool. I think this is one where I will use the yeah, there's some weird data. Looks like there was like a satellite or airplane streak in there too that did not calibrate out. In the oxygen channel. Yeah, that right there. Why did it not? That should have calibrated out. It may, probably just because I didn't have enough light frames. So I won't delete that right away. But yeah, that should come out. Cool, Jay. Right on. Yeah, you should definitely build a Hadley telescope. Dangerously hooked. Welcome to the rabbit hole, my friend. Not liking the color temperature on the lights here. How do you like the warm? That's a little better. Cool. Yeah, I appreciate you. Yeah, the Hadley is a perfect first telescope project, and that would go great with your C-Star. So you can set your C-Star up to do some imaging and then do some visual with the Hadley. Yeah. Which C-Star did you get? The 30 or the 50? It's definitely a rabbit hole of a hobby that you fall down into, and you kind of don't realize how deep it goes. I wonder if The S50, right on. Yeah, I think probably that's generally the case. The larger aperture is more desired. Yeah, the new S30 has IMX585 sensor, which is the sensor that I have. I think, right? Is that right? And that's a fantastic... People love that sensor. It's probably the most popular sensor on the market now. At least from the sort of enthusiast side of the spectrum. Or the sort of beginning intermediate enthusiast side of the spectrum. Trying to subtract the background gradients out of this picture and... Oh, that actually might have done it. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Might be better. Ooh, you're designing a fork mount. Would definitely like some deets on that, Benji. What kind of materials for a fork mount? Are you welded sheet metal, welded steel tubes, wood? What you got? You definitely can do a lot with it, Jay. Are you, do you have a wedge? Are you running it in equatorial mode? My coworker, that sits right next to me in the office at work, he recently bought a C-Star S50 and S30. He bought both of them. And so, you know, we've been chatting about astronomy and astrophotography and stuff, so. And then I told him about Nina. I'm like, yeah, look, you can do Nina now. And so now he's playing with Nina, and like, and he got a wedge, and all right, let's try this again. The stretch. Definitely better. Still not quite. But this is really limited background data too, right? So. Yeah, you know, I think this is one I can stretch better myself. Oh, you were meant... Yeah, okay, yeah, you were talking about... That's what you were talking about earlier, about a C-Star clone. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, dude. Share some pics in the Discord if you feel so inclined, because that sounds really cool. That's perfect size for, like, 3D printed parts. And a fork mount is neat, because nobody does fork mounts, so... He jumped in himself. Dan, he dove right in himself. I mean, I'm kind of, you know, leading him along, but he definitely dove in himself. This isn't another track on this playlist that just kind of hits hard. Well, that's the Owl Nebula. Again, not very good data. Bad background gradients, bad flat frame calibration. So it's not going to be very good, you know, and there's just kind of like not... Well, we can try... I guess we can... I want to try to do some HDR multiscale transformation on this to see if... Because there is some light bits and dark bits in here. We can maybe try to pop that out. I'm pretty excited to see the outer shell here, though, because I haven't seen that before, and that's really faint detail. To be able to get that is pretty cool, and that's a limited amount of detail, a limited amount of data, too. Okay, so we do HDR multiscale transform on this. That's interesting. It might just be kind of making up detail on there, but... And we can add some saturation to this, too. This is when you really need a night of really good seeing. Well, there's some pretty nice color in there. I could clean up, could clone stamp that background out a little bit too. Clean that up a bit. Okay, well, you know, that's, there's some stars in there that have just got completely lost in the seeing. There's like 3 stars in the middle of the nebula there that are just not there in the data. Or the brightness, actually. They may just not come out because of the brightness. Interesting. But that's the Owl Nebula. Because it's kind of got like 2 eyes. This one, I think, is one that in a telescope actually kind of looks like an owl. Like 2 eyes. So, but in imaging it kind of doesn't. Looks just like a... I'd maybe call this one the bowling ball nebula. I don't know. We'll save it. Along with several other pictures of M97. I'll probably get more again, too. Oh, I have the Owl Nebula with from March. That's kind of cool. So let's do a comparison. So that was with the color camera. Here. Oh, okay. Yeah, check this out. So this was back in May of last year. And see, you can see those 3 stars in there. Dot, dot, dot. This was with the color camera. And that's what I shot the last few nights with the mono camera. But those stars are just completely gone. So they're just lost in the seeing. Oh, there's some stacking artifacts too. Look at these dots. There's a bunch of weird stuff. There's a bunch of weird stuff going on in here. Yeah, this was just crappy data, but and then that's also M97. So yeah, I've shot this one a lot. But this is the first time I've got that this outer ring to start to show up, which means that 3 nanometer oxygen filter is doing its work. Cool. All right, how's the imaging going? Good. It looks like it's going really good. Very, very decent guiding. Decent HFR measurements. Stars look round. How's the life stack look? Weird artifacts, but clone stamping made some darker blobs in the interesting. Huh, I don't really notice that. Interesting, you can see that. Interesting, you can see that. I can't really see. It's kind of hard to do good detail work when you're like, because I've got these lights on for streaming. So like, maybe if I turn the lights off, I can definitely see the dark areas of the screen better when I turn those lights off. But in the top right. Yeah, maybe there. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, this is kind of a throwaway image, but yeah. Interesting, you can see that on the stream. It comes through the stream compression. So that's cool. Yeah. Groovy. All right, what time is it? Oh, shoot, it's about 8 o'clock. I should probably bounce off here. Hopefully all goes good. Thursday night I can get the first light on the rebuilt DBS 114, the 114 V2 with new focuser, try out the new focuser and all that stuff. Maybe, I don't know. And then I might go away. So I would like to stream that, you know, the first light night. That's kind of fun. So you guys can watch me troubleshoot. And
great success.
Yeah, thank you, Dan. I'm liking these color contrasts in here, so that's cool. So I'll keep, yeah, definitely we'll shoot this the rest of the night. Looks like it's going pretty good. It's a decent night finally. Gosh, I wish I would have got that 114 ready for tonight, because then I would have had a couple nights. Because I might go away this weekend for to the dark sky, to some dark skies. And Jeff Jorgensen, what's up, brother? Dude, that was me last week, man. Yeah, I'm still kind of like congested, and I felt a little bit shitty today. And yeah, I wanted to like take a day off so I could go out for a couple of nights, but like Yeah, it's just I don't think I can justify taking a day off of work. So, cool, Maple Glades. I'll check it out. What part of Cali are you shooting? I'm in SoCal, and then we'll go out to the desert. We'll be like the northern central desert, I guess. Oh, I'm always short on emotes. Oh, dude. That is save image. That is that face inspired you. That is the face of why are you not feeding me my treats? This is the new emote, courtesy of Maple Glades, which that's worthy of a shout out. I always forget to do shout outs. Maple Glades is a very cool photographer in Canada. Was doing, I guess you would call it an IRL stream in his home studio the other day. That was a cool stream to watch. Experimenting with color and lighting, like portrait photo stuff. He was doing some cool, like you were doing this really cool, like long exposure. So like he was doing like I don't know what it was, like a half-second exposure, and then like self-portrait, like clicks the shutter and then moves and stops. So it's like blurred and then sharp. It was really cool. I thought it was a cool effect. And this, by the way, that's the like, give me my treats. Where are my treats? I don't know if I can do that. Oh, I can probably upload it during the stream, but like emotes have to go through like a frickin' they have to be like approved by Twitter. So like you can't I have one open slot. All right, that one's going in, Maple Glades. You're a legend for that. That is so awesome. Oh, I just uploaded it. Maybe it is available. It doesn't say pending. Oh, it let me do it. Hey, what's up, Olifab? Welcome. Twitter does moderation. Your emote uploads. Apparently this one didn't get flagged or whatever. Damn, that emote is fire. No pun intended.
What type of dog is this?
Yeah, can I link it to you somehow through Twitch, so I can give you proper attribution? Oh, really? Well, I just kind of fired right through that. Oh, emote attribution. There it is. Look at that. Oh, cool. Okay, your attribution is pending. Maybe that needs to... It didn't work for you, Dan? I see it. Okay, yeah, cool. I didn't know that was a feature. That's an awesome feature. Thanks for making that and for pointing that out so that I can give. I definitely am all about giving proper attribution. So... Oh yeah, yeah, because it shows. For me, Dan, it shows that you used that emote. So, that's pretty great. She kind of definitely has like a resting bitch face. Like she's like 100% chilling, but like, yeah, she's just like, what are you doing to me? If I'm not have food or taking a nap, I'm mad. There you go, Jeff. Oh, weird. It's probably you need to refresh or like it'll come up for everybody later on or something. Yeah, we're all learning to use Twitch at the same time. So fun stuff. Slowly but surely. Hey, don't call me Shirley. Wow, that's amazing. Look at that. Internet is great. Good job, internet. Aw, man. That sucks, dude. You need tier 1 subscription. You have tier 1 subscription, don't you, Dan? Yeah, no, you are. Yeah, I think that's most channels, or like every channel, like the animated emotes are always subscriptions. Yeah, it's on tier 1. Those are fun. See, for anybody asking why, why I like streaming on Twitch, Twitch streams versus YouTube, like, this is one of the things. It's just kind of like a silly thing, like the emotes, but like, it's fun. And now, as we can see, it's a way for the community to, give back and support each other, because a cool guy like Maple Glaze he'll come in and make fun emotes for people's streams from moments like that. And then it benefits him too, because, then you can attribute him, and then so, he gets credit for it, which is great. Yeah, cool, Jeff, man. I hope you, I'm glad you're streaming now too, because it's kind of fun to watch the racing. Jeff Jorgensen is streaming, our good friend. And if you guys are interested in iRacing, check out Jeffrey. Get this guy some followers so he can get to affiliate. Jeff Jorgensen streaming iRacing. Fun stuff, fun to watch. And look forward to seeing your stream kind of develop. So cool, Dan. Have a good night. Thanks for being here. Maybe like one of your Doom girls. Yes, basically. Let me see. Let me go find a cat. I'm an old cat. I just want to lay down. Okay, I'm sorry, cat. All right, you can go. Hey, what's up? The Dave 858. I'm also the Dave. Do I still race hang gliders? No, I do not. I have not flown a hang glider in how many years now? It would be, math is hard. Oh my God. It's been almost 7 years. Because it was 2019. Yeah, 2019 would have been the last time I flew a hang glider. That's almost 9 years? No, 7 years. So, it's late. Sorry. Yeah, that's a long time. That's it's kind of not great. Cool, brother. I gotta wind down too. I gotta take a shower and, you know, yeah. And I'm gonna bounce off pretty soon here, probably like right in the next minute or so. We can raid Nerduino. Let's do that. Let's raid Nerduino because he's on. And he's cool. He's talking about science and space and stuff, which is great. Thanks guys for being here. Sorry I don't have a regular, you know, schedule or whatnot yet. But, you know, I think we've been getting regular streams in. It's pretty cool. Hopefully I can get that. If I get the 114 going on Thursday, maybe I'll stream that. If I don't go away to the desert this weekend, I'll be around. Maybe I'll stream that. I don't know. Check out the Discord if you're not in the Discord. Fun stuff's going on in there. Let's get the raid going. All right, we will start the raid. Hang out for the raid. Raid Nerduino with me. Say hi to those guys. Looks like he's getting his telescope running too, so he's got some live astronomy going. So that'll be fun. And I will see you guys when I see you.